In this example, the line L1 has equation x plus 3y minus 11 equals 0. The point A and the point B lie on L1. So given that A has coordinates of -1 and p, which is x minus 1 and the y coordinate is p, and B has coordinates of x is q and y is 2, where p and q are integers. For part A, we're asked to find the values of p and the value of q. So we'll start by writing the equation. So we have x plus 3y minus 11 equal 0. So first we use the coordinate x coordinate of A sub into, so in this scenario we use the x coordinate, which is in this scenario -1. So when it's subbed into the equation, that will give us -1 plus 3y minus 11 equal 0. So that in this scenario we can rearrange the equation. So we will give us 3y equal, we move the -1 and so that's -12, move to the right hand side, it becomes 12. So that means y, it will be 4. So this will be our first the y coordinate for the point. Now for for the second point, which is we use x coordinate, or actually y coordinate of B, which is 2, and will be subbed into the equation. So that will be in this scenario, since we managed to find so x will be plus 3 multiplied by 2 minus 11 equals 0. So that's when it's subbed back in, we would have x plus 6 minus 11 equals 0. So that should give us in this scenario the value of x being 5. So that tells us now that we have the values of p will be 4, and we would have the value of q, it will be 5. And the coordinates will be in the form of, in this scenario, we would have -1 and 4, so that's 8, and b would be 5 and 2. And this will be also as part of question 1. We are also told to find the coordinates. So we need to find, this is the coordinates of A and this is the coordinates of B. So for part B, we need to find the length of AB, given you the answers as a simplified surd. So for part B, as we highlighted the points of A and B, now we can find AB by taking the square root of, in this scenario, we will have the x x of the second point taken away from the x of the first. So we have 5 minus 1 plus we would have 2 minus 1. It will be -4. So the x is taken away from each other and the y is taken away from each other, and this is squared. So in this scenario, we would have the value of AB to be approximately 2 root 10, and this will be our answer for part B. Now for part C, we are asked that the line L2 is perpendicular to line 1 and passes through the midpoint of AB. Find an equation for L2 given the answer in the form of y equal mx plus c, where m and c are constants to be found. So in this scenario, the midpoint will be, in the scenario, taking the x values and divided by 2 and the y values divided by 2. So it have -1 plus 5 over 2, and we also have 4 plus 2 over 2. So that will give us the points of 2 and 3. Now for us to find the gradient of AB, we would have the y value is taken away from each other divided by the x value, so it will be 4 take away 2 over 5 minus 1, so that will give us minus 2 over 6, which will give us minus a third. And this will be in this scenario because we have this is the perpendicular gradient. So now to find the m of L2, it will be 3. So this is a perpendicular gradient, and now we can find a normal gradient, and that will be the inverse of it in terms of sign and in terms of fraction. So that will be 3. Now we can sub this into the equation, so that will give us in this scenario 3 multiplied by minus a third, which will give us minus 1, and this will be our point in terms of how we can find it. So we can say since L2 is perpendicular to L1, then we would have y equal, so we would have y take away 3, because this is taking the gradient, and we would also have 3 multiplied by x minus 2. So what we would have, this is the equation of the line, we would have y take away from y1, and also 3, which is the gradient, multiplied by x minus 2, which we found from the point coordinates, which is here, that will represent x1, and this is y1. So this is where these two, the minus 3 and the minus 2, the 3 and the 2 are coming into the equation. Now we will rearrange this equation where we move this 3 to the, first we multiply the 3 by the bracket, so that will give us 3x minus 6, and then we move the minus 3 to the other side, so that will give us y equal 3x minus 3 plus 3, so that will give us minus 3, and this will be representing our equation in the form of mx plus c, and this will be our answer for part